So today's session is on, we haven't done this one for a while. It's on creating a paradigm shift. Now, if you've never heard the word before, paradigm, that's okay. I'm going to give just a brief overview of what it is. A paradigm is a mental program that we store in our subconscious mind that executes habitual behaviors and responses without really any conscious thought. 95 to 98% of what we do each day, we do without even having to think about it. Why? Because we have programs set up that execute these behaviors. So if you just think for a moment about the way that you walk, the way that you breathe, you probably haven't thought today, oh yeah, left foot, right foot, take an inhale, oh, heart, beat, do this. No, the phone rings, you just reach over, you pick it up. We have those moments throughout the day where we have a conscious thought where we're deciding, should I eat this or should I not eat that? Should I eat the pizza or should I do the fish and chips? And then we go into habitual thing, we pick up the phone, we call whichever one we decided on without really having to think about it. We have these programs to save us time and energy. But the problem that comes into most people's lives is when they have an unhelpful program that is running. We are a lot like a computer in that imagine your desktop, what you can see on there. If you want to open up Word, you click on it and open it. Then you can look at the document. But imagine for a second that you wanted to open a document, but you don't have Word on your computer. You're going to sit there and you're going to click on it and nothing's really going to happen. Now, to put it into a real life example, have you ever sat there and thought, yes, this Saturday afternoon, I'm going to work on that project. I've set out this time and I'm going to do it. And it gets closer to it, and you have the physical capabilities. You can move your bodies in the way that you need to. You can think your way through the problems that are coming up. But for some reason, it feels like you're up against some invisible wall that you cannot break down. And it feels like you want to get off the couch, you want to go do it, but you just simply can't. And you're sitting there watching yourself. Why can't you do it? What's going on? What's wrong with you? You just are asking yourself to do something that you do not have a program yet developed to do. That's all it is. Or it could be that you've got a virus, which is an unhelpful program that's running that's sabotaging the whole process. Now, one of the reasons I started working with a coach was because she taught me about paradigms and how to change them. I had chronic fatigue syndrome for 17 years. I smoked pretty much my entire adult life. I took drugs all the time. And I thought, this is just who I am. And she sat there and said, no, you just have a program that's running that's telling you to eat these foods, to do these things. It's all unconscious and you're not even aware of it. And then I looked into it and she was right. Unconsciously, under the surface, I had programs running that said, you'll never be healthy. You can't quit smoking. You don't deserve to be loved for who you are. You don't have time. You're not smart enough. All of these are ideas that get lodged in our subconscious mind. And when we want to take action, what happens? Feels like we're up against that wall. Feels like there's something invisible in front of us. It's not that we can't do it. It's just we have a program currently dominating our behaviors that's stopping us. And a lot of the time, these are invisible. Like you can't explain it. But I like to say, it's kind of like saying to someone, kick that football, and they've got a broken foot and you can't see it. Just kick the football. And they're like, I can't, it hurts, it's painful, I can't do it. To the outside world, it looks like you can't do it, but it's a habitual program that's running that's stopping you. It's not that you can't. So what we want to learn is how to change the paradigm. How do we install a new program? Now, I've only found two ways to change a program. One is an emotional impact. It's usually negative. They can be positive, but it's a smoker has a heart attack. Then suddenly he's like, I'm going to die if I keep smoking. Or it could be a positive thing. Their partner gets pregnant or you get pregnant and you're like, I'm going to change. I'm going to change my whole life around. Now, a lot of people, when they're waiting to change, what they're actually saying is I'm waiting for an emotional impact. I'm waiting for something so intense and so emotionally driven to come along and rewire my nervous system. But we can't wait for them. And most of the time when we have them, we end up reacting poorly and it strengthens a negative idea about us. Whenever you see someone's had a massive transformation and it's like, oh, they went to the beach and this thing happened or whatever, emotional impact. The second thing, which we can rely on, which we can create ourselves, is constant spaced repetition of an idea. This is when you listen to the same thing, read the same thing, hear the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. You know, if you have that thought, I'm not good enough as I am, it's not because you thought it once, you've probably thought it 20 million times. If you've got the thought inside of you, oh, I just don't have any time, it's not that you thought it once, you've repeated it over and over and over and over again. That's how I got over the chronic fatigue syndrome. Whenever people ask me, I'm like, I've listened to positive audio, one that constantly told me I could, that I could have anything I wanted, that if I could just see it in my mind, if I could feel into it, and if I could believe it, then it would happen. And that's what I did. I journaled every day, did affirmations, I listened to things on repeat. What happens when you do that is it's essentially like you rewrite a program. You write the program over time and you change what's going on inside your subconscious mind. And then what it feels like when you have a paradigm shift is suddenly it's like paradigms dictate your logic. So right now, if someone says to me, "Oh yeah, you're gonna get sick," I'm like, "No, I won't." So whenever I feel a cold, I'm like, "No, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna take over." I used to spend a week of every month in bed sick without being able to move my legs sometimes with the chronic fatigue syndrome. And I'd be constantly just waiting to get sick. I'm like, people say, "Well, do you want to go out next week?" And I don't know. I've got to wait. I might get sick by then. That was my logic. That's how the paradigm works. And it makes sense. And when people can explain, this is why I keep getting sick, this is why I can't do it, this is why I'm limited in this way, it makes sense to them. Someone who doesn't have that paradigm, it looks ridiculous. You look like a flat earther trying to convince someone that the world is flat. That's what it is like when you have a change of paradigm. Your logic changes. So what we're going to do today is we're going to work on creating a paradigm shift. So I want you to just take a pen and paper, write down Mindset Mondays, creating a paradigm shift, and we're going to jump into some journaling. You can also do this on a device if you want. You can do it in a note on your phone. But question number one, I want you to think about one thing that you really want and write it down. It could be a goal, a desire, an experience. You can write what I really want is. And think about it. The first thing that comes to mind, the thing that feels most authentic to you. Could be a job that you really enjoy. It could be to earn more money. Could be a certain health goal that you have. What I really want is. Just go with whatever comes to you. And once you've got something, just give me a thumbs up, either on camera or with an emoji. Thanks, Kay. Thanks, Tash. Thanks, Andrea. Thanks, Lois. Thanks, Alan. And once we get a couple more, Tam, beautiful. Jenny, Alan, Donna, perfect. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Jane. Amazing. Amazing. And just so you know, even if you're not feeling, oh, I don't know if this is what, just explore it for this. You can always come back and do this exercise. I want you to just take a deep breath out, and just accept this is the one I'm working on today. Number two, what I want you to do is write down how your situation is right now in relation to what you want, with all its details and how you're feeling about it. So you can write right now and then write whatever you want. Right now, I'm not exercising regularly. And then, and I feel really upset with myself. So it's right now, and I feel. Explore how the situation is right now. If your goal's about money, right now I'm only earning and I feel frustrated. If it's dating, right now I'm trying to get dates and no one is interested in that no one that I respond to is interested in me, and I feel really deflated. It's not a chance to beat ourselves up, just a chance to be curious. And just take deep breaths while you do this. Mhm. Amazing. It's taking that time. Whatever you're writing down is perfect. And what I'd love for you guys to do, just once you finish the last line that you're writing, just finish it up. Just leave a few lines underneath that if you want to add to it later and explore it deeper. We're just going to scratch the surface, so to speak, right now. So leave a few lines underneath if you'd love to continue with this at a later time. Maybe four, five, maybe even eight, whatever you want. But we're going to move on to question number 3. And what I want you to do for number 3 is I want you to look at what you've written down and write out what the completely positive future version would be. Imagine that it is how you want it to be right now. So go line by line with what you've already written, flip the situation, and write out how you want to feel. So you could be writing, instead of what you were writing before about not exercising, you can now write, I'm now exercising regularly and I feel really proud of myself for it. I'm now and I feel, for each one. Go line by line with what you've written. If this feels easy, amazing. If it feels really challenging, even better. When you shift a paradigm, you shift logic. You shift how you feel and how you think about something. What we think creates how we feel creates how we act. How we act causes the results. Right now, we're looking at what would the thinking be if I wanted to get the thing that I wanted? How would I feel? And feel free to add anything in that feels good. If you've got an extra thing you want to add, go for it. If you're not sure what the opposite is, just try something. Keep breathing and enjoy it. And once you've finished writing it out, just give me a thumbs up so I know to move on to the next part. Thanks, Kay. Thanks, Jenny. Thanks, Lois, Kane, Jane, Donna, Alan. But beautiful. And again, if you want to leave some room to add to this later, feel free to do that. Thanks, Dineshi, Kasun. Perfect. All right, now we're going to move on to question number 4. And I want to, this question has a bit of a, I don't know, a starting point for it. Successfully living an ideal, which is going after your goal, doing all the things that are necessary, is the result of making success a habit. So, with the vision you have just written down, what you've just written there, you probably wrote, I am exercising more, I'm eating better, or I'm spending more time reading books on whatever it is. With that vision that you've written down, what habits are you doing often that are creating the success that you want to see? So I want you to dot point your answers. But first, number four, right? I achieved my success because I habitually. I achieved my success, what you've just written down for number three, because I habitually. And just dot point some answers. I habitually went to bed on time at a certain time. I habitually made five more calls per day. I habitually, whatever it is, showed up with a great attitude. I habitually looked for the best in others, whatever it is. Right, amazing. I'm sure you've written a few ideas. Now, I want you to look at all the things that you've written down, and I want you to just take a moment to read them and just feel within yourself, do I believe? Because a paradigm is a very strong belief about what reality is, what's logical. I want you to read through each of the habits that you've just written and just feel within your body. Do I believe that this is possible? Do I believe I am capable? I have the time, the skills, the knowledge that if I had the right paradigm, the right program running the show, I could do this. And what I want you to do is read each habit and at the end, give it either a tick or a cross. Imagine you had the paradigm that makes it possible. You had the belief. Read each one, put a tick or a cross next to it. Just notice how you feel as you're ticking and crossing these. How you're feeling is an indication of the program. All right, amazing. Amazing. Now, what I want you guys to do in the chat is I want you to share one thing that you want to affirm to yourself after this. I want you to, if you need to, have a skim over your goal, which was number one, have a read through what you wrote for number three, and I want you to put in the chat one thing that you want to affirm to yourself. Could be, I deserve to be loved for who I am. Could be something like, I'm now exercising every day with ease and I love it. Whatever it is. I'm going to give you guys a second in the chat just to write down one thing that you're looking at on there that's coming through for you that you want to affirm. When I was moving through the chronic fatigue, I had one that I kept going back to, which was, it's my destiny to be healthy and I love it. That was one of the things I just kept repeating over and over again. I had it written on things. Tash, I am worthy of love and compassion. I love it, Tash. As you read that and think that, just take a deep breath and really feel into it. Feeling is the language of the subconscious. That's how we get it into our subconscious mind. I now no longer fear spending money on myself. Love it. Okay, I am living through my values. Excellent. Andrea, I can get my house sorted out enough for when my parents visit in October. Oh, awesome, Andrea. That's excellent. I'm successful and will achieve my goal. Excellent. Keep repeating it. Keep saying it. Lois. To feel happy and content in myself, I show up for myself and live authentically. Love it. Just keep repeating that to yourself. Jenny, I am proud of myself. Excellent, Jenny. Vanessa, I'm going to cafe library every day for studying. I am successful. Excellent. Good work, guys. Good work doing the journaling, showing up. We are going to jump into our guided visualization slash meditation, but just give yourself a chance and pat yourself on the back for doing this. That was probably difficult, challenging. Just give yourself a, one of those little attaboy kind of things. I personally love giving myself high fives. My partner really hates it, but I'll just make a pun around the house or I'll do something. I'm like, yes. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, high five myself. And Tam, affirmation, I deserve to be happy and to have a place to call home. Oh, beautiful. Love it. All right, guys, take a moment to stretch out, do whatever you need to do for this visualization slash meditation. Get yourself into a nice, comfy position. We will be going for about 10 minutes, so we will go over a little bit, but just get yourself nice and comfortable because meditating when you feel uncomfortable is not fun and you get all in your head about it. So do whatever it is that you need to do to get yourself nice and comfortable. I'm going to play some music to get us into it. And just take a moment to arrive into the space that you're in, make some adjustments, get yourself seated nice and comfortably with your back nice and straight, your head up, shoulders back. And just take a gentle, deep, slow breath in through your nose, really slow. Feel your mind and your body slowing down. Deep breath out through your mouth. If you haven't already, just gently closing your eyes. Take a deep breath in again, really slow and deliberate. Taking control over your mind and your body. Deep breath out. Just making any final adjustments you need to. Getting nice and comfortable. And just giving yourself permission to be here. There's nothing else for you to do. You are here to meditate. You're here for you right now in this moment. No expectations of anything to happen. Just giving your mind permission to be curious and to be present with you. Just take a deep breath into that. Deep breath out. And we'll start today with 10 really deep breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth. Every time you breathe in through your nose, I want you to imagine there's a hook on the top of your head and it's pulling you upwards. So every time you breathe in, you can breathe into your stomach, into your chest, and just feel like you're rising up. Every time you breathe out through your mouth, just feel yourself fall back down and relax. On the 10th inhale, we will hold the breath in for 10 seconds in stillness without force. We'll breathe all the way out through our mouth and we'll hold again for 10 seconds and return to normal. I'll guide you through this process and we'll take our first inhale through the nose in 3, 2, 1. Breathe in all the way in. Breathe out all the way out. Breathe in all the way in, rising up. Breathe out all the way out. Breathe in all the way in. Let yourself smile. Breathe out all the way out. Breathe in all the way in. Breathe out, all the way out. Halfway. Breathe in, all the way in, all the way up. Breathe out, all the way out. Breathe in, all the way in. Breathe out, all the way out. Breathe in, all the way in. Breathe out, all the way out. Breathe in, all the way in. Breathe out, all the way out. And breathe in, all the way in, and just hold it. And just sit in the stillness. And you can breathe out, all the way out with a sigh. Breathe it all out nice and slow. And hold your breath. No force. And you can take a nice deep breath in through your nose, all the way out. And just let your breathing return to normal. I want you to imagine in your mind that you're walking into a movie theater. You're the only one in there. You sit somewhere in the middle. And as you're looking up at the screen, you notice that there's two screens. There's one to the left and there's one to the right. And on the left, you can see yourself going after the thing that you want right now, how it is. And you can see a scene of you trying your best. You can see yourself struggling. Just take a moment to watch it and notice it. See the challenges that you're having, the desire to succeed that you have. Just watching with curiosity, no judgment. As you're watching, just take a deep breath in. A deep breath out. And as you're watching this movie, I want you to imagine that people start coming into the theater. It's people that you know, friends, family, co-workers, whoever it is, people that you spend time with each day. And they come in and they're sitting all around you. You can see their faces, they're looking at you. There's a sense of worry, of judgment, maybe even on their faces. Someone maybe even looking at you compassionately. Whatever they're doing, just see them as they're watching you go after your goal right now. Just notice how you're feeling watching the movie and knowing that other people are watching it too. Take a deep breath in. A deep breath out. And I want you to imagine that up on the screen on the left, the movie comes to a pause. And you can see yourself looking disheartened or however you're feeling, but it's paused on that moment. And you shift your attention, and everyone in the theater shifts their attention to the screen on the right. And you see this bright image of you suddenly taking charge in your life, suddenly having the paradigms that you need to succeed, the belief, the drive. whatever it is you feel you need to succeed, suddenly you can see yourself taking the actions you want to. And on the screen, just see yourself taking charge. See yourself doing the things that you know are going to help you succeed at your goal. Let any image come to mind that you can see. And as you're watching this, you can see yourself building momentum, see yourself developing skills, habits, confidence. Take a deep breath into that. Deep breath out. And as you look around the theater, you can see all your friends, family looking at this movie, and they've got a big smile on their face. Some of them are even cheering at certain moments. When you break through and you get closer and closer to your goal. And as you're watching yourself on the screen, it's like you can hear what's going on inside your own head in those moments. You can hear yourself saying, I got this. I can do this. I am smart enough. I am brave enough. I want this enough. I have everything I need to succeed. And you can see the ease and the belief that this version of you has on their face and everything that they're doing. They're exuding confidence. Take a deep breath into it. And a deep breath out. And just noticing how you feel watching this with your friends and family around, supporting you, and you can see yourself succeeding. And I want you to imagine that this movie pauses at a beautiful moment where you've finished the workout, you've finished another call, whatever it is, on your way to success, and you turn your attention back to the version of you on the left. And everyone in the theater is waiting to hear what you're going to say. And you look at this version of yourself and you say, I love you. I forgive you. Thank you for being the best that you could be. And you see that version of you look at you maybe sheepishly and you're like, I am here to guide you. We can do this. And just see them smile a little bit. See the sense of confidence coming over their face. And you say to them, you can do this. And they look around at their surroundings in this old movie and they're done with it. They're like, yeah, I don't want this anymore. I don't want to struggle. I want to succeed. And you're like, you can do this. And you see this version of you walk out of the screen on the left to the cheers of the crowd. Everyone's going nuts. Your friends, your family, like, yeah. And you see this version of you walk over to the right where this screen has been paused and they walk into the character that is winning. And you see them just dissolve into them and suddenly that's all that there is. The screen on the left falls to the ground. It breaks, it shatters. Everyone in the theater applauds. And you can see this version of you on the right becoming animated again, going forward. This is now your way of being. This is how you see yourself. This is how others see yourself. This is what you are going to experience. Take a deep breath into that. Deep breath out. And imagine that the people in the crowd, in the theater, are patting you on the back. They're all smiling at you. And they all get up and slowly just walk out. With backwards glances at you with smiles. And it's you alone in the theater again, watching the movie of you going after your goals, succeeding. And you see the version of you on the screen look at you. make eye contact with you and say, this is who we are meant to be. And you feel this beautiful feeling of power, of strength within yourself rising up. This is who I am meant to be. Take a deep breath into that. Deep breath out. And imagine in the theater that that screen on the right slowly dissolves with you going after your goal, and you're sitting there alone in the theater. And you have this moment right now to take whatever lesson, learning, impulse that you have from this vision with you. In your mind right now, I want you to say to yourself what it is that you want to remember moving forward from this point onwards. Could be an affirmation, whatever it is. Say it to yourself now. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Feel the knowing that this affirmation, whatever you said to yourself, is real. And I want you to feel it in your body. Imagine that it's moving through every cell of your body. You feel your shoulders pull back, your chest come out, your head up proud. You feel strength coursing all the way through your body. You feel it in your hands, in your shoulders, in your chest. Take a deep breath into that feeling. Deep breath out. Feel it moving down into your stomach, into your hips, all the way through your legs. And suddenly, I want you to just feel your whole energy vibrating differently. Feel some shakes happening in your body as you can feel all the cells in your body transforming. They are now switching over to this way of being. Your belief system has been changed. Your logic has been changed. You now can go after your goal with strength, with love. Take a deep breath into it. Deep breath out. And feel your body relax into it. This is now how you see yourself, how others are going to see you. This is now your way of being. Take a deep breath into it. Let a smile come to your face. Deep breath out. Slowly in your mind, just let go of the image of the cinema and just come back slowly into your body, bringing this beautiful energy, your affirmation, whatever it is with you, back into your body, back into the now. Then move a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. You can slowly start to wiggle your body, move your fingers, your toes, move your shoulders. And just slowly come out of the meditation, slowly come back into your body. And with one more deep breath in through your nose, feeling this beautiful energy all the way through your body. And breath out through your mouth. You can slowly and gently open your eyes. Welcome back and well done. Amazing work, everyone. Just take a moment to do whatever it is that you need to do. If you need to write something down, if you need to stretch out, whatever it is, whatever feels natural, just take a moment just to do it. I want to thank you all for coming along, bringing such great energy. The way that it works is that if you want to stick around, you can. We're going to have open it up to you. Everyone has a chance to share. If you don't want to share, that's okay. Um, but we have been going for about just over 3.5 years now with this group. And each week, people keep coming along and having a great time, sharing and going along this journey. And I do want to say thank you to everyone. I'm aware that everyone's giving up a Monday night for like 35, 40 minutes each week. And I really do appreciate it because I love what I do. The greatest joy I have in life is when people come up to me and they say, yes, I'm now going after this job. I'm studying this course. I've finally said that, had that difficult conversation with this person. I'm now saving money. I'm getting out of debt, whatever it is. The greatest joy I have in life is seeing other people succeed. I absolutely love it. And if these sessions are helping you in any way, shape, or form, I'd love to hear from you in any way, shape, or form. That'd be great. Now, if you guys do want to help out with the meetup fees or anything like that, I've got a PayPal donation link, which I'm going to post. There's also a WhatsApp group if you want to join that. This week, we're going to be doing a paradigm shifting exercise, and it's going to be running for the next 2 weeks at least. So if you want to be part of that challenge, join the meetup group, and then I'll put you into the challenge group. So I'll post that there. And if you do want to help out as well, all you have to do is when you leave the session, go back into Meetup, just give it a review. Every positive review does help. And if you want to give feedback about the session, amazing, you can do that. But just thank you for being here, going through this session and working on yourselves. One of the things that my mum and dad said to me after I worked with a coach for a while was that was the greatest thing you ever did. And working on myself has been for me, but I've seen the impact it's had on my parents, especially at the wedding when I married, my ideal partner a few weeks ago, and just seeing how happy my transformation has been for my parents. We often don't realize how big the ripple effect of our own success or our own little changes has on other people. You know, when I learnt some of these things, like the impression of an increase, I leave every single person I meet with the impression of increase, even if I don't like them. I try and say something positive. I look for the good in them. And so many people have come up to me over the last few years and just said, you know what, Dave, that compliment that you gave me the other day was something I've never been complimented on before. And thank you for taking the time to look at me and see that thing. And it's had such a positive impact. I think as Jim Carrey said it, the impact we have on others is the most valuable currency there is. So if you're here and you're working on yourself, everyone in your life is going to benefit from it because you bring more of you and your positive attributes to every interaction. And that's a beautiful thing. So thank you for being here. Thank you for working on yourself, not just for yourself, but for all the people who interact with you in the world. Now, the way that these sessions work is I'm going to now turn it over to you guys and give you guys a chance to share. The way that it works is I do ask people to unmute themselves individually, and you can do one of three things. You can ask a question about the topic, you can share a takeaway that you've had from this session, or you could offer an insight. I believe we're all teachers and we're all students. So there might be something that you might think, yeah, you know what, this would be really important for me to share with the group, this idea. And that would be awesome. First up on my screen, we've got Dineshi and then we've got Andrea. So Dineshi, if you would like to unmute yourself and share.
Yeah, geez, my mouse fell for just just now. Okay, I've got it now. All right, there we are. Yeah, so it's been really helpful. I did find it quite sort of insightful. That was great. Um, what I sort of in the second question, like right now, it was like I'm not doing like and then there was like right now I'm doing this and I feel frustrated or something. Yeah, so I've written that. Um, I sort of had this realization that if somebody says something to you, it makes like I felt frustrated about a certain thing that has happened, but then it was only because somebody else told it to me. It was, do you get what I mean? Like you sort of, if somebody says it, you can reinforce it in your mind.
Yeah, definitely. Our subconscious mind is influenced by everything that's going on around us. A lot of the time, the idea that gets in is not one that we've originated ourselves. It's something that other people have told us and we've internalized it, especially when we're in our younger years, it forms the habit of taking these ideas in.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. Right.
Yeah. I mean, there's three ways that we're conditioned that we build these paradigms. The first way is genetically when we're born, we are, that's why we look like our parents. We've got their DNA, their code, their program running all the way through us. And they've even done experiments where rats have been shocked when they're trying to eat pomegranate seeds, and they got shocked every single time. And they did it with a couple of different generations of rats, and the third or fourth generation of rat wouldn't even go through the near the pomegranate seed. Why? Because it was wired into them. They built the program genetically to be like pomegranate seeds equal pain. Then the second way where build our programming is in our early experiences. When you're 4 years old, you don't have the ability really to consciously reject an idea. Your parents could say, this race of people are bad people. This political party is the best one. And they just say it over and over and over again. So we don't have any reason to doubt it. The reason I speak English is because I grew up in Australia. If I'd grown up in China, I'd be speaking Cantonese or Mandarin. Why? Because that's where I grew up. I'd have a lot of those beliefs. And then the third way that we get programmed is through experiences. In my family, I grew up in the same family and same environment as my brothers and sisters, but we have individual experiences. I heard my mum said all the time, you kids eat a lot. Food is expensive and we don't have much money. My deduction from that was, okay, to be a good kid, don't eat. And I developed a bit of an eating disorder where I would only eat the food that was there. When I went to friends' houses, I wouldn't eat food because I thought it was rude because food is expensive. My siblings never had that. Why? They didn't have that belief system because it was my own individual experience. So that's the three ways that we're programmed. And the way that we change that programming is, we evaluate it, we question it. A lot of the ideas that we have throughout our lives are just going through us forever. And it's not until Bob Proctor used to say this all the time, when you reevaluate the things that you believe, you'll find that you can believe something else. And with what you've just said there, Dineshi, it's important to be like, this is just someone's opinion. Doesn't mean that it's true. If you evaluate what you believe, you'll find that maybe about what they've said, you might start to find the cracks in it and find why it's not true.
Yeah, I see what you mean. There's a difference between like somebody told me this, like subjective truth and objective truth. Like you can think something is hard, but that's because you probably don't want to do it.
Yep, exactly right. It's an objective truth is gravity. Gravity exists, and on Earth it's going to pull things down. Subjectively, it's like, well, how strong is gravity?
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, like is gravity pull things down the same like bricks as it does feathers? You can start to have a look at, well, what's the objective, which is the true in all situations, and what's subjective, where it's sometimes true and sometimes not.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, perfect. And it's good to evaluate these things too, because a lot of the time, if you believe something to be true, that will really influence how you act in life.
Yeah, like you sort of prove your belief right in
Oh
most
yeah.
ways.
Yeah, it's like Henry Ford said, whether you think you're right, no, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right.
Okay.
Because if you think you can, you'll give it a one hell of a crack and you'll probably end up finding some success. If you think you can't, you probably won't even try, or and you'll give up at the first notion of failure. So you're like, oh, I knew it couldn't happen. So yeah, 100%. Thanks for sharing that, Dineshi.
Thank you.
Amazing. All right, next up, we've got Andrea. Andrea. Is it Andrea or Andrea?
Andrea.
Andrea. Oh my God, I wasn't even close. Andrea.
You
There we
know,
go.
close enough. They're all versions of the same thing. It's basically the feminine version of Andrew.
Very true.
Yeah.
What was your takeaway or insight from today's session, Andrea?
Um, I'm not really sure actually. I sort of the thing that I wanted to change the most at the moment was what I wanted to get my house sorted out and stuff like that. That's been driving me nuts for a few years, and I'm just sort of getting over it. But so I do feel a lot more positive about it again. I
That's
was sort of
good.
driving thinking, oh, I'm going to go home and back to sorting out and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I should be able to enjoy it.
Yeah, 100%. And just know with paradigms, the constant space repetition, eventually what happens is it gets to a point where you might feel like nothing's happening, but every time you reaffirm that I want it clean, every time you see it clean, every time you do exercises like what we did, what basically your paradigm is really strong. And every time you kind of basically say the opposite, see what you want to see, you basically build up another neural pathway that's getting as
Yeah.
much strength as it until eventually it gets as strong as it and it takes over. You know,
Yeah.
I remember
Just got
what,
to stop doing all the things that get in the way, like,
yeah,
getting lost lost on, YouTube videos,
yeah, just
or
keep
not
holding the image of
waking
what
up
you
in the
want.
morning and not actually getting up and doing anything.
Keep holding the image and affirming what it is that you want. I
Mm,
when I figured out that I didn't believe I deserved to be loved for who I was, and I was always in relationships that were never going really anywhere. And if I was right, honest with myself, the only reason I was in the relationship was because I believed that was as good as I could have it. And my coach got me to
mm,
sit there and just every day look in the mirror and to say, I deserve to be loved for who I am. And then go on a rampage about all the reasons. Because I'm a nice guy. I'm this. It wasn't until like I kept doing it every day. Nothing changed. I kept just,
yeah.
day 10, I still kept accepting the same excuses from her. Day
Well, I spent
30, something
25
happened.
years married to the wrong
Yeah,
bloke because I thought I didn't
exactly.
even
And
thought I
yeah,
wouldn't find
but
any
as soon
better.
as you affirm it for a certain point, at one point, the new idea gains more strength. And on one day, I said it, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I felt it. I literally
Mm,
felt I deserve to be loved for who I am. And the next time
mm,
she called me and tried to cancel, I said, "No, you're coming over. We need to have a chat." And I was like, "What is going on here? This doesn't make sense. I've wanted to have this conversation forever. What's happening?" It's like it gained so much power, it took control of my habitual speaking. It took control
mm,
of what I was going to do. I didn't even have to consciously do it anymore. So that's if you're starting to get to that point where just keep chipping away at it. At some point, the new
yeah,
idea of you having a clean house, you being sick and tired of being, with the house, it'll eventually get to a point where it'll
mm,
eventually just slip
yeah.
over and you'll just be like, that's
Unfortunately,
it.
it's the sort of task that I've got because it's the result of having gone mad hoarding stuff when I was on ADHD medication that just sent me manic instead of actually helping.
Yeah. Just give it
It's
time. Just give it
and
time. Keep
it's just
applying
it's
and
going
it'll
to
get there. You'll get
yeah.
there. There's no way
I
you
keep
can't if
getting
you do
told
it.
that I'm doing it as fast as
Yeah.
that I'm getting there, but it just doesn't feel like it some days.
Oh,
So
look, it didn't
yeah.
feel like it for me until day 30. Nothing
Mm,
happened. Nothing shifted. Nothing changed. I didn't do anything different. On day 30, bam, suddenly the paradigm shifted and you feel
yeah.
the shift. So just keep doing
Yeah.
the work. Whatever it is that you're doing to
Yeah.
help yourself believe you can have it, up it. Do it every day.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thanks for
Yeah.
sharing, Andrea.
Just got to get there and do it,
Yeah,
basically.
perfect. Love it. Next
And
up
get
on
rid
the
of all the other
screen,
things.
yeah, perfect. Next up on my screen, we've got Kalsum and then we've got Sophie. So, Kalsum, would you like to unmute yourself and share either a question, a takeaway, or an
Uh,
insight?
hey David, how are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad yourself.
Okay, so David, thanks so much. And I'd say this is my very first online session in here. And I really loved this session. It was full of, positive vibes. And honestly speaking, let me share a little bit about me. I just recently moved in here to Australia with my partner. I'm married, so um, I just moved in here, and actually, I'm in sales and business development, so I have pretty, good work. But here, I'm just starting again from zero. So, actually, I'm going out as well. It's just, with my partner, but uh, I'm not just finding any belonging. I say that like people are here lovely, and they are really like good and interactive as well. But now I just had this thing in my mind. I should start to attend the events and positive seminars, just to mhm,
Yeah,
just to
nice.
be here. So yeah,
Yeah,
this
perfect.
session really helped me a lot.
You're
And
you're in a really unique position because a lot of people when they have their life, they have everyone around them and that's how it is. You're in a unique position where you can actively choose who comes into your life. It's kind of like a restart, which is really cool. If I was in your position, I'd be writing a description of the kinds of people that you want to meet, what kind of friendships or relationships you do want, and having that really, really crystal clear in your mind about the friends and connections that you want to develop here. And then just keep going to the events, keep doing things, and just asking yourself, are these people this?
Yeah.
Mm,
So, back in there in my own country, I had pretty good, connection, socially active. I used to go for swimming, playing badminton
mm,
sports.
yeah,
Yeah, so that's what I'm looking right now as well, as I'm in sales and business development. So in that point of view as well,
yeah,
like
beautiful.
I'm trying to grow, build my skills, and better at each and
Excellent.
everything. Like,
Well, it
uh,
sounds like you're doing the right things right now, which is really good.
yeah. So I'd say this is my first session, and it
Well,
really
thank
helped
you.
me a lot. And yeah, so I really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much
Thanks
for
so
coming.
Yeah, thanks so much.
No worries. Well, we look forward to having you here again next time, Kalsum.
Yeah, sure, of course. So I
Amazing.
would love to join again.
Perfect. Excellent. All right, awesome. Next up, we have Sophie and then we have Tam. Go for it, Sophie. So you can ask a question, share an insight, or a takeaway. Yep, that's okay. Not everyone has to speak as well. That's all right, Sophie. If you change your mind, we can come back to you. Tam, if you would like to unmute yourself, and then next we'll have Rose. Go for it, Tam.
Yeah, so I've put in the chat there, what is your take on setting a goal and allocating a deadline? Because for me, I'm very tenacious. I'm always like, um, so I'm in the process of trying to get home, of my own, like buying a house. It's a really big decision. And that thought alone, I'm taken aback. But at the same time, I'm doing the right things. I've just been going, back to back inspections. And so it's kind of that habit is sort of getting used to so much to the point where I've had to take a break on one weekend, but then it's becoming automatic. But then I'm kind of stuck in two worlds where on one end I feel like I can visualize what it's like to live in my own home, all the positive stuff, but then I'm sort of still got those fears, those things. And so I thought, oh, what have I not done? And I've
Mm,
looked at it and I'm like, oh, I haven't set a timeline. But then in the past, I've set a timeline and I don't know, I just felt in two minds with
yeah.
that because sometimes it might not happen on time as well on schedule as you'd expect or by that date.
I don't think I've ever hit a goal on the actual date ever. I've been
Oh,
weeks off and I've been early. The first couple of goals I was 6 months early.
oh,
And the next couple of ones I was literally a year late. And then my last one, which was to be 88 kilograms by my wedding date, I was 70, no, I was 87.6 like a week beforehand, and then the next week after the wedding, I hit the goal of 88 kilograms.
wow.
So, and now I'm up to 89, which is 4 weeks later. So it took me forever because I've always struggled to put on weight. So it was a really, really big challenge, like like, if you look at like, what's it called? The psycho-cybernetics situation. So when it's setting the goal, my biggest thing I say for people, don't just set a date that means nothing. Always for your goals, pick a date that feels like there's some emotion, like a birthday or for Christmas or for something like that. And with the goal, make it as emotional as you can. So for me, the date is important insofar as it has relevance to your life. Like for
Okay.
instance, if you've got a birthday coming up, imagine, having the house by your birthday and having a party, a birthday party in your house. For me,
Okay.
that's a really important because a lot of people, oh yeah, by the 1st of January. Why the 1st of January? Oh, it's because that's the new year. So, what does the new year mean to you? Oh, well, it means it's important when you have a date to give it emotional relevance. Like why? Why is it then? And it has to
Okay.
mean something to you.
Yeah.
So
Thanks.
dates are good for deadlines. My whole process is when it's going after goals. Number one is set a goal. Number two, pick a deadline that feels right, that works with, that has emotion behind it. And then the third thing is just really fall in love with it. Like be grateful for it. Like live in it, feel that feeling of want and desire. Like desire is one of those driving things that will just get you through absolutely everything.
Mm.
When you don't do hard things, it's because there's no desire. There's nothing on the back, and it could be anything. So tap into that desire. Why do you want it? Why is it so important? Why is it going to feel so good? Like a lot of people just set the goal and then they straight get into planning and they've got no emotional involvement. And then they start looking at the plan and it's a whole bunch of things that are difficult and challenging and growth inducing. And then they don't do it because they don't have the emotion that's going to drive them through all those challenges.
Yeah.
So really see it, feel it, think about why you want it and make it really emotional. Like I want to be a fit. I had it for me. I want to be a healthy person because I know once me and my partner get married, we're going to probably start trying to have kids. And I want to have my genetics and my, epigenetics all in the best viable thing that they can be. And I want to be strong for her, have good routines and all that. It's like I really could see an image of myself smiling at myself in the mirror, being like, I'm so freaking proud of you. You've struggled to get here for, so long. Like I used to weigh like 72 kilos and I'm 6'4". I had really big problems with it. I was like, I could see that vision of me getting my shirt on at the wedding, looking myself in the mirror and being like, damn, you look good. Like just glowing, beautiful, radiant energy. I felt so good on the wedding day. I was looking at myself and it felt like I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. My hair looked amazing. My face looked great and glowing. And I was like, and I'm about to marry this incredible woman who needs me to be at my absolute best.
Okay.
Tap into that. Tap into why you want it. And then after that, see what happens. Follow the inspiration. Because once you get into that, your intuition will start directing you towards what feels good and what feels right. And you'll be tapped into the vibration of your goal.
Yeah. Thanks.
How does that sound?
It sounds good. I mean, yeah, I'm sort of like on the journey and yeah, I'm like so much so that I've got a sort of a split mind. There's one that's saying,
Why do you want a house? Why do you want the house?
because I'm sick and tired of moving. I've actually written on the board and I look at it every day.
Why
Well,
do you
sort of,
want,
but
why
then
do you really want it? What's pulling? I want you to ask from within your heart. Why is your heart saying to you, I really
because I want to
want to
feel at
buy?
home. That's what I really want, a sense of belonging, being myself in my own. Like being at home means being content and just being allowed to be myself,
Mm,
that freedom.
mm.
Yeah.
I want you to go even deeper. Like, I want you to imagine that right now, you know, you're going to find the ideal house in a month and you're going to be moved in 3 months. And I want you to, in your mind, to see yourself signing the papers, feeling all those things. And I want you to imagine that you're just getting given the keys. And I want you to imagine right now, you're walking into your house, looking around and being like, oh my God, I've done it. What does
Yeah.
that feel? What does that feel like?
I came really close actually to one. So I kind of know what I feel. I just have now I'm just kind of regretting it. But I know how it feels. I would know because I came really close.
Yeah, nice. Keep feeling into it then. Keep seeing that. For me, a lot of it is one, I see myself, what I'm saying to myself. And then two, I also imagine my parents, what they'll say to me. Three, I imagine what my partner will say to me. And four, I imagine what, my 5-year-old self or 8-year-old self who's always wearing a backwards cap would say to me the moment I've done it. And then for me,
The
that
only
gets
thing
me
that's kind
emotionally
of
involved.
the only thing that's kind of stopping me of putting, I guess, the well intended advice from someone is that they're more the conservative end. Whereas
Yeah.
there's deep down inside of me, I just feel like because of the habits of going to houses and having a looking at my goal there and why I want it.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know, there's something that my inner voice is telling me to just do it and things will work out financially
Amazing.
because that's what that's at. And so that person, although it completely makes sense, it sort of I just quite don't feel that, but then I don't want to regret it.
You'll never regret it because goals are not to get, goals are to grow. Even if it doesn't work out for whatever reason, you're going to have one hell of a learning experience in a positive way. You know, I've
Okay.
gone after goals and fallen flat on my face. And I look back at that and go, yeah, awesome. Because then that led me to this. And then I did that. And then, you know, you never know what it's going to give you afterwards. So you can't really lose. There's nothing to lose. I love that saying, those who risk nothing gain nothing, therefore have nothing. I always think about that because if you want to have, if you want to love someone, you got to risk not being loved back. If you want to be healthy, you've got to risk injuring yourself exercise. If you want to do anything, you want to see the world, you've got to risk going overseas and traveling and doing things. You have to risk. There's always going to be some kind of risk.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it.
Mm.
Thank you.
Amazing. Well, thanks for coming along. Thanks for the quick chat there, Tam.
Thanks.
Amazing. All right, next up we have Rose and then we have Jenny. Go for it, Rose.
Hi, David.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I really liked tonight's session. It's been another useful session. I think they always are. Um, yeah, I like the constant spaced repetition of an idea, and I think that's what I have been trying to do to um change the programming, so to speak. And this Monday group is a big part of that. So thank you for that. Yeah, and trying to do a lot of the other things like listening to positive audio and the gratitude journal and also the goals sort of journaling um based on, what you sort of introduced in the WhatsApp group. And yeah, it's all I can't feel it yet, but I'm hoping it's tipping the scale and yeah.
Yeah. No, well done, Rose. You keep showing up, you keep doing the work. Whenever you're trying to shift something, you always want to pick one thing that you're working on, or
Mm,
one goal and one belief that you're changing at a time. It's really hard to change multiple things at once.
yeah.
Whenever I've done that, I've thought, oh yeah, I've got a system. I can just try and shift my money, my health, my relationships all at once. Your
Mm,
subconscious mind, to get an idea through to it, it needs basically your conscious mind just drilling in one thing.
yeah. I,
Otherwise, it just gets confused and it doesn't know what's going on. So for
mm,
me personally, like as long as you've got something that you're trying to shift at the moment, like a belief, like I deserve to be loved for who I am, or whatever it is that I think I saw your one up in the chat, whatever it is, just make it that one thing. Just repeat that, give it constant spaced repetition
mm,
of, and I probably should put it of any idea, but the one that's most prominent and the one that's in front of it the most.
okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Amazing. No worries, Rose. All right, perfect. Last but not least, we've got Jenny. Jenny,
Yeah,
would you like
would
to
you like
unmute
to unmute
yourself?
yourself? Yep. This is my first session. Um, and also sorry I was a bit late because I was trying to download Zoom and it wasn't working properly. Um, I guess there was something that I did get out of this session. My second statement was that I'm currently not very confident in my work, and I feel deflated about it. My work involves jumping into new projects time to time. So there usually is a lot of ambiguity, but this
Mhm.
project in particular is a mess. Um, and my third statement was now I'm excelling in work and I love what I do and I feel driven and happy. Um, I guess one thing that I didn't expect myself to write was that I love my job. And it's something that I haven't reflected in a long while,
Mhm.
since I just started this career path. So it's actually something that I want to revisit and see what do I still like about my job.
Oh, I love that, Jenny. Well done. And well done for going into the work and kind of just following it wherever it led. Um, a lot of people, and this is very important, we generally don't fall out of love with things on a one-off instance. It could be an emotional impact. For instance, if you're in a relationship, and we all are in relationships with different things, like with work, with people, if you're in a long-term relationship and you get cheated on, suddenly that's an emotional impact and suddenly you don't like that person anymore. But generally speaking, what happens is they eat away at you over a long period of time, doing little things, saying little things. So with work, it's the same thing. If we spend 6 months and unconsciously we're just noticing the pain it's causing us, the stress of it, or the things that we're starting to notice we don't like, eventually we have constant spaced repetition to the point where people wake up one day and go, I hate my job. But it happens the other way too, where we sit there and we start being grateful for it and thinking about what we love about what we do. Eventually, you do that for a little while and it changes things. My first goal, and this is a very kind of weird situation, I was working in a factory and I absolutely hated it. I was working with my cousins, which I enjoyed, but the work was difficult. I had chronic fatigue syndrome, and my first thing I wrote was, I am now earning $80,000 doing a job I really enjoy. What happened was over the next 3 months, I just kept imagining, yep, I love my work. And my mentor was saying, well, you can only focus on where you are. You can't focus on where you're going to be. So she's like, think about what you like about where you are right now. And so I started doing that. And what happened was I started getting healthier. I started feeling better. I started enjoying my job more. I started saying yes to more things. I started taking on more challenges. And 3 months in, I had 2 pay rises, and because I was doing such a great job and I was bringing a great energy, great vibe, I started training people. I learnt new machines, and then suddenly I realized, hang on, I'm working full time. Hang on, how much am I getting paid now? I'm like, holy crap, I'm earning $80,000 a year right now. And I'm like, oh my God. And I actually really enjoy going to work. Hated it before. Was only earning like 46,000 before and I was sick. When you start shifting your perspective, you start finding the joy in it. You could shift, yeah, how you feel about your work, and that could be, you could find that you absolutely do love your job again.
Yeah, changing perspective is
It's
important.
it's everything. It's
Yeah,
absolutely everything. It's never the situation that's to blame for our unhappiness, as Eckhart Tolle said. It's our thinking about it.
yeah,
Nothing is good or bad. It's our thoughts that make it so.
that's a good takeaway. Thank you.
No worries. No worries. All right, amazing, guys. Thanks everyone for coming along tonight. And if there's something that you want to go into deeper and you want to reach out and have a chat, please feel free to send me a message on Meetup, or you can join the WhatsApp group and you can send me a message via WhatsApp. Thank you so much for coming tonight, giving some great energy, some great conversation and chats. I hope you got something out of it, and I hope you have an amazing week, and we will see you all next Monday. All right, guys, bye for now. Have a good one. See ya. No worries, Tam. See ya, Andrea. Excellent.